Hi, this is Coach Brian. Today we want to focus on beating defensive pressure, full court pressure. I think the key to this, without getting into any X's and O's, is being disciplined. We talked about this Saturday at our practice. If we are doing full court pressure and one of our guys is not in position, it's an easy thing to beat. So same thing here. If on offense, if we get to our spots quickly and we execute quickly and we understand the situation, then we can beat the defensive pressure before they're ever set up. That is the first and most effective way to beat pressure. Let's say that they're as quick as us, as good as us, and they got to their spots as quickly as we did ours. Let's talk about the implication of those. Number one, we're talking about two situations. Either one where the other team has made a basket and now it's our turn to bring the ball in, or some sort of change of possession. They had an offensive violation, a charge, they kicked the ball out of bounds, what have you. So those are the two situations. We're going to try and designate an inbounder. I don't want it just to be a random person. I want them to be used to the situation, assess the situation, and take action. So we'll name who that is. But they need to be aware of two situations. If it's a made basket, the biggest implication is I do not have to go to the referee and get them to hand me the ball. So when we talk about discipline, that is extremely important. Run and get the ball, look down the court, and assess the situation. The second situation is on a change of possession, I am going to have to get the ball from the referee. So we need to understand those two situations. We need to know that we got to be near the referee in a change of possession, etc. So what are the real implications? If it's a made basket, then we ought to know that we can run the entire floor. Obviously with 5 seconds, we're not going to be running a marathon, but if I'm inbounding the ball right here, and I've got somebody right in front of me jumping, and I know my guy's coming this way, there's nothing wrong with me taking a few steps and dumping it off to him. So again, a made basket, make sure we're running the floor, or have the ability to run the floor. If it's a change of possession, and you're right here, and you have a big guy jumping up and down in front of you, understand that you can always take a step or two back. And he cannot come across that line. So if I take a step or two back, it's going to give me much better angles to get the ball into a cutting player. So again, understand those situations. Made basket, I can run the line. Change of possession, I can take a step back. Extremely important. Understand when you need to get the ball from the referee and when you can pick it up. Those are very important situations. From an inbounder's perspective, the other thing that's going to be important is, let's say I get the ball into my guy right here. As soon as I inbound the ball, we need to sprint up the court. We're looking for passes all the way. This guy will be the most open guy on the floor, and we need to recognize that as the point guard. Secondly, as the inbounder, we need to know to do this. Last competitive season, there was a number of situations where the inbounder just sat down here and had a front row view to chaos going on. Not helping the team, just looking at what was going on. So understand that when you inbound the ball, you are going to be the most open player, and you need to sprint down the floor, down to about half court if you don't have the ball, turn around. You can either come and set a pick, you can go for a pass, but if you haven't gotten the ball by half court, turn around and assess the situation. Okay. Let's talk about a couple of plays that we're going to run with our guards. So number one, we're going to have our guards set up on the elbows. We're going to have our big men set up, actually, let's say, just past half court. Okay? 3 plays. Number one, and you two have to be talking about it, and he has to know about it as well. 1, 1, 1, 1. It's simple. It's just a cross. So the same guy's always going to go first. We'll kind of determine that at practice. And we're just looking to set a natural pick and screen each other. Inbounder, we're looking to hit the guys right here. What happened last season is the guys are coming out here and like, hey, I'm open, I'm open. Of course you are. Because you're running right into a trap zone, and they're going to have a bunch of people come and crush you. So guards and inbounders, we need to be decisive. When he's coming through here, this is where we want to get the ball to him. He's going to pivot, you're going to sprint up, and the other guard's going to play safety. So very important to understand when to get the ball to the person. Number 2 is going to be very simple. We're going to have our primary point guard. Maybe it's Daniel. We're still figuring out who that is. Maybe it's Oscar. Maybe it's Robert. But we'll name who the point guard is on the floor. And so if this is Daniel and he's the point guard, he's going to have a pick set for him on number 2. So the other guard's setting a pick. He's coming through here. Again, we're looking to get the ball to him here. He's just set the pick. He's coming down and coming up this way. So looking to get the ball to him in here. Again, inbounder streaks up the floor. So number 1 is a cross. Number 2 is a pick up in the high post. And number 3 is just going to be a pick in the low post. Similar situation. Let's say Daniel's the point guard. He's going to come down here to the block. This guard's going to wait like a quarter of a second after he sees Daniel run. He's coming down, going to set the pick on his guy. And then Daniel's going to be looking for the pass right through here. And of course, the inbounder's looking for the pass right through here. If Daniel's not open, the guy setting the pick can simply follow him. Let's just go with, we're going to follow the primary point guard. So we know that the lanes, the primary lane is the point guard sweeping over, and the secondary guard's going to come right behind him. So those are 1, 2, and 3. Number 1 was a cross. Number 2 was a pick for the point guard in the high post. Number 3 is a pick for the point guard in the low post. A couple important things when we do these things, guys. Let's say that I've got my defender right there. I can kind of bounce off him. I can just, instead of running around crazy, I can kind of just get closer, 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 and not really with a push-off on the elbow, but getting my body close to his and bouncing off. We don't have to run around and be crazy. It's just about body position and making sure our inbounder sees it. So understand the power of a bounce. Understand the power that if I've got my guy for some reason trailing on the outside or even head up on me, and I sprint straight down the floor, and he's somewhere in here, boy, I can reverse pivot right in there, block him out, and just use my body to put a wall around him and get the pass inside. And we can make this really, really simple. But let's talk about what happens when these things don't work. This is not a very complicated play. They will be ready for this. They'll be ready for screens and all of those things. But let's say that hey, we do a cross, and these guys are on us like crazy. We can't get through them. I need the big guys, extremely important to, number 1, get in position. If it's a made basket or change of possession, you have to sprint here. Because when you do it, you bring their defenders along with you. If you're taking your time getting out there, you're just leaving another defender right here in our primary inbounding space. So the big guys have to sprint out to pass half court. You're going to be looking in this direction to see what's going on. Again, it's all about discipline. So I'm looking to see, I see our guys cross, they're going to come out here. Hey, when we're crossing and setting picks, we're going out to that trap zone, and then we're bouncing back here just as a sidebar. So guards, if the ball doesn't come to you, the life's not over, go out towards that trap zone and then cut towards the center of the floor, and that's what we're looking for them as well. But as for the bigs, we said you're sprinting to get in position, you're looking back this direction, nothing's happening. They made their first cut and nothing's going on. Once he says go, you start counting 1,001, 1,000, and before you get to 1,002, if the ball has not been inbounded, you're coming down along the sideline and cutting right in here. Both of you. So at this point now, our guards have already cut and heading this way. You two are coming this way. So inbounder, we're looking to make these passes anywhere in here as they're coming in. And then of course you're streaking down. And if you get this ball, you are looking for your other guards. You're looking for the inbounder streaking in. You're looking for your other big man coming in. We're going to beat the press with a pass. And we're not going to beat it trying to be our hero and dribble it on our own. 5 guys working together beat the press every time. So again, number 1 is a cross. Number 2 is going to be a pick for the point guard in the high post. Number 3 is going to be a pick for the point guard in the low post. And at all times, every play, you guys don't care. Right as you get to 1,001 3/4, you're coming streaking down. Again, look at this path down the sideline, not straight into where all the action is. We want you going straight down the sideline where we're looking for the ball in here, and then you're going to turn it up and you're looking to pass it to any one of the guys that are down in the zone. So from an inbounding perspective, that is some of the key starts and some of the key plays. Let's talk about one more inbounding situation, and we're going to call this 4. Again, they're going to pick up on our play on the block after a while. And so all that 4 is now the big guys, when I'm screaming 4, going wild and crazy on the sideline, the big guys are going to be the ones setting up on the elbows. So when I'm screaming 4, 4, 4, the guards need to go to its widest point. You got to get out wide. Even with the free throw line extended, the big guys are going to come in here. Again, if we're not here in position, this dies in 5 seconds. When he says go, you're setting the pick here and letting him turn outside. You're setting a pick here. So you're setting the pick underneath, and he's coming in here. Inbounder, we're looking to get the ball to him in any one of these positions. You get it in, you sprint up the floor, and he's going to be looking to pass it to any one of these guys that are advancing up the floor. So in this situation, we talked about discipline. We talked about inbounding the ball. We talked about 4 separate plays. We talked about the big guy's responsibility. We have some very talented big guys. So we're going to have mismatches out there. So I love the fact that we're going to have these big guys dragging, and it's going to be a significant advantage for us. So that is kind of part 1 on inbounding. I'm going to continue this in another segment here shortly. Thank you.